Hey everyone, and welcome back. We are going to be doing another week ahead message. I did one last week and I'm still trying it out, still seeing if it's something I like and want to stick with. So I figured, let's see what comes through for the week ahead. For those of us that are here tuned in, let's give Spirit the opportunity to communicate to us, to give us some messages, some guidance, support, insight for any information that we need to know for this week ahead. So let's see what comes through here for us today. Messages for the week ahead. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, so the week ahead seems to be very bright, very positive. I'm seeing like a very normal, regular work week, it seems, or, just like showing up as a beginner, as a student, as a newbie in some way, putting in the time, the effort that you need to grow something, So it's like showing up for something tangible, something that you believe in, are interested in, have decided to invest in, because the goal is to grow it, to cultivate it, to see it through to completion, to see it through to its fullest potential. So it is just talking about, like I said, like a regular work week or a school week, or just, keeping up with your responsibilities, doing what it is that you have to do, showing up for the task, having like a bigger goal in mind. And that's why you're showing up. That's why you're putting in the small steps, the small efforts, learning things and then implementing them, because you hope to eventually be able to see this become like a finished product or become something that's bigger, that's more established, stable. So I'm seeing someone just, like doing what it is they have to do to lay down the roots of that. Someone that's just laying down the foundation. You could also be very influenced by, the roots, the existing traditions, or your family, like what your family has done or created, and it's kind of like you're just adding to it. But yeah, although there's like work involved, I do also see like fun, like infusing fun and adventure into the week as well. Like doing new things, doing spontaneous things. Like, yes, there are things that have to look the same, that have to look routine, but there are other areas that you can like play around with, like maybe with your meals or your workouts, or if you go out into nature, like your nature walks, or who you speak to, who you visit, what you read, the things you consume. Like you can bring variety and flavor and fun into your life in different ways to keep life, kind of like fun and spontaneous and adventurous and different. So it's like, yeah, like even though a certain area of life looks very routine and mundane and the same, that can get boring. But you see the importance of like sticking with it, staying true to it. You can still invite like fun and play in other ways. Like while you're cooking dinner or washing the dishes, maybe put on some music, dance, sing, or, like watch a funny movie at the end of the day. Stuff like that, like make time for the stuff that makes you laugh and makes you feel alive and like it is fun for you. I'm definitely seeing that energy here. So I feel like you are inviting this experience in, okay? Because this is how you take care of yourself. Like this, it just seems to be a very balanced week. It seems like you're in your power, like you're in control, you're in charge, you're doing what has to get done, you're on top of your tasks, doing everything that has to get done. And but you're still considering like your inner space, your emotional space, your happiness, like keeping your emotions regulated and balanced, considering those things, considering your inner world, your feelings, not being so hard on yourself, or like all work, no play. Like this is a good balance of like work and play, because that this is what helps to keep you like very stable, and like this is what helps to keep your cup full, so you can continue to show up in the best way in those areas where it really matters, like where you really do maybe need to like perform or like study, or like there needs to be some sort of like output from you, where that pressure can kind of exist of like, I have to do a good job, I have to listen, I have to pay attention, I have to, grow this, I have to get better and better, I have to like cultivate a skill and then like put it into practice, put it into motion. I want to be effective in this thing. in this way, you know? It seems like you want to be able to pull your weight, and I do see someone that is doing their part, doing what it is they have to do, someone that's committed to that, but someone that's also committed to like making sure they're taken care of and that their inner world is also being considered and is being, you know, like is being addressed, like is being tended to and cared for. And someone who's inviting fun and play into their life too, like spontaneity and adventure. It does seem like a very independent type of week. I don't see like a lot of people around, or like if you have family around, it's kind of like it looks like you're busy doing other things, like you're not really going to be putting too much attention or focus on your family or your close friends. It seems like a week where it's like all about you and your routine. Maybe like you're trying to establish certain routines or establish a new norm. But yeah, it does look to be like very balanced here. I'm going to pull more cards just to see if there's anything else. That was a very straightforward message. We can expect a pretty chill, balanced, good week ahead for those of us that are here listening. So let me see if there's anything else Spirit would like to touch on. And if not, then we will call it good. Yeah, so they're saying this week is all on your own effort, your own initiative, you know, taking initiative to establish like a good routine for yourself, like a good, like normal. It's like, this is my everyday. Like I want to establish an everyday that is very balanced. And this is what this week could be all about for you. It's just establishing something that like you wake up and you can kind of, you know what to expect for the day, because it's like you already have an established routine. So you want to incorporate, you want to make sure that you're incorporating all of these things into your established routine, you know, like work, showing up for work, cultivating in that area, getting better, improving, growing, making progress. You know, you want to incorporate fun, and you want to be able to incorporate reflection and inner work. And this is kind of like the recipe for success, for showing up very strongly and in control in your life. When you get this part down, the rest is easy, because this is the part that has to like function, that has to be, you know, good. And then the rest is kind of like gets plugged in, and it, you know, goes from there. Like it has a good foundation, you know, a good launching pad, so to speak. So when you have a good routine, a good foundation, when you can establish that, it doesn't matter what you plug in where, you know, you can expect for things to be stable and for things to be on track, like on a trajectory where they're only going to develop and grow and refine. It's like, you know, you're leading yourself towards growth, towards something that is stable, reliable, constant, where it's like you're going to come to a point eventually where you don't have to think about like the small details, the foundation, the roots. You don't have to think about those things, because those things are so ingrained, like so like set up. You found a process, a routine, something that really works for you, that it's like, it's just a matter of like fitting everything into your day, like, you know, having a planner and making sure you carve out time, you know, like create time blocks for whatever are the things that are important to you, that you want to invest in now, you want to put time into now, because these are things that you want to see grow, you want to cultivate, that you want to refine yourself in. Again, that you want to see to completion, that you want to gain mastery over, or see it reach like its highest potential, its highest peak. So yes, very successful week. It's a week where it's like you're trying to discover the best processes, the best methods, the best routines that are going to lead you somewhere, again, that is secure, stable, a place that supports you, nourishes you in all ways, all aspects, so that you can live a life that's very balanced, a life where you feel very strong, very in control, very capable, and where, like, you know, you're taken care of like in all aspects, all ways, materially, financially, emotionally, spiritually. Like you're checking off all the boxes. Like, you know, you are considering everything, your fun, your playtime, your hobbies, your work, as well as your inner world. So it's like a week where you're focused on like being the best version of you that you can be, and putting everything in place for you to achieve that. So yeah, very independent week, self-focused week, but it's much, much needed. This is very important work that's being done here, very important things that you're thinking about. You're thinking about like long-term success, you know, and ways you can show up every day, you know, small ways you can show up every day that is going to support your long-term vision for yourself. So yeah, guys, that's what I'm getting. This looks great. This looks like great energy. Very important things to be investing in and thinking about, preparing and planning for. So I'm wishing you guys the best of luck. I'm wishing you guys all of the energy in the world to really do what it is that you have to do to be successful this week with all of your tasks. So that's the message that I have for us today. I hope this message has served you. Thank you so much for being here with me today, for sharing your time and your energy. I hope to see you guys around here again very, very soon. Take good care of yourselves, and until next time, bye.